It's the week of Christmas, and we're here in Hamilton at the Athletic Center tonight. It's the Owls of Mount Healthy taking on the Big Blue of Hamilton here on Chatterbox Plus. Good evening to you, along with the head coach, Sean Van Winkle. I'm Geoff Kim. Glad to have you along for Week 5 action. It's an interconference matchup here tonight. Out of the SWAC is Mount Healthy. The Owls come in with a record of 5-2, 1-1 in the SWAC. Meanwhile, Hamilton, the Big Blue, finding their way a little tougher right now. 1-5, 1-3 in the Greater Miami Conference. So as we bring in the coach, well, we'll see if Hamilton can make it 2 in a row tonight.
Absolutely, Geoff. It's awesome. It's extremely nice to be back here in the Hamilton Athletic Center, where I was able to coach for a few years, 4 years to be exact. The Big Blue had a very tough start, as you mentioned. A lot of reasons, injuries, inexperienced squad to start the season. But honestly, Geoff, they had a brutal schedule. They played some really good teams. They're looking to right the ship tonight and had their first win last week against Oak Hills on Friday. Mount Healthy comes into this game extremely excited for the opportunity, and interviewing the coach yesterday, he is excited to not only be able to play a good team, but play a team like Hamilton Big Blue and a GMC, a non-league. Coach Cass at Mount Healthy is eager, and he is ready to coach in what he thinks is going to be a fun and exciting game.
Ty Cass, by the way, as you had mentioned, in his first year, after coming over from Aiken, where he was there for 5 years, 59-62 over there. He's now 64-64 as a career record. On the other side for Hamilton, it's Kevin Higgins in his 4th year at Hamilton, 38-39 overall in his 21st year, 204-251. Time now for the coach's keys to the game.
Absolutely. For Hamilton, you know, they need to take care of the basketball. Geoff, they're averaging 15 turnovers a game and only like 7 to 9 assists, which is not very good. Coach Higgins knows they got to take care of the ball. The second thing for the Hamilton Big Blue is to keep the ball out of the paint. Mount Healthy is going to try to drive at the rim all night long in the fast break and even the half court. And the third thing for Hamilton that he feels like they can dominate, they need to win the rebounding battle. Okay, especially the offensive end. Coach Higgins feels like even on misses, he's got guys that are athletic enough, tall enough, they can get in an offensive rebound against Mount Healthy.
So defending the bucket area is a big key here tonight for Hamilton. As we look on over for Mount Healthy, their path is a little bit better. Obviously, they're shooting a little bit better as well.
They are. And talking to Coach Cass, again, like you mentioned, it's his first year. He's a Mount Healthy alum. This is his dream job. He was at Aiken last year, so he comes in tonight, and 3 things they got to do, Geoff, in order to have a chance to beat the Big Blue. They need to be ready to play. He said, quite frankly, on Tuesday night on the road, he goes, I know I'm excited about it, but I need to make sure they're excited about it. He goes, we need to limit turnovers. He says Hamilton is a tough GMC team, and he thinks Hamilton plays really good defense, and so they got to limit their turnovers. And the very last thing Coach Cass said is, we need to stay together. He said, I don't know if the Hamilton environment is going to be big, and there's an okay crowd here tonight, but it's just the history of the Hamilton Big Blue basketball program. He says, as Mount Healthy Owls, we got to stay together in order for us to have a chance to win.
Coach, you just alluded to something, and I think part of it is the holiday season where you have schools with varying degrees of attendance towards this time of year where they're really kind of checking out. Here in this case, you've got a Division I high school basketball game you can't check out.
Yeah, you know, it's no matter who's here or who's not here, these games, this is a tournament game. What I mean by that is, you know, when you go to the tournament draw and you say, hey, we beat the Big Blue, a GMC team, who I think is going to kind of catch fire in January, and we'll talk about that later. But that's a big thing for Coach Cass to say. On the flip side, if you're Coach Higgins and you beat a SWAC team like Mount Healthy who's going to finish in the top part, this is a good tournament game, and vice versa. If you lose, you know, they're going to be able to talk about that. So both teams want to get a win. It's a kind of a tournament game early or late December, but definitely a big game no matter how big the crowd is.
By the way, speaking of tournaments, we'll get to that here in just a second. The last time these two teams met in a game that counted, it was on February 25th, 2020, in the second round of the sectionals. The Big Blue ran away that night, 70-51. Jackson Lewis had a fantastic night, a game-high 25 points on 10 of 12 shooting. And Colin Tolbert, who's now over at Fairfield, he was the SWAC Player of the Year from Mount Healthy. He closed out the Owl season at 23 points. Now, the last time these two teams actually met, Well, it was a season opener for the 2020-2021 season on November 27th last year, but it was a game that Hamilton had to forfeit 1-0.
Yeah, just because of the ineligible players, I believe. You brought up a kid named Jackson Lewis. Okay, played here at Hamilton, plays over at Taylor.
Yes.
Silent Night is a game they play at Taylor where everybody dresses up. It's a sold-out crowd, and when a certain player hits a certain point, the crowd bum rushes the court. So if you're at home right now, look it up. Jackson Lewis, Taylor basketball, Silent Night. He hit the shot that put the crowd out onto the court. And like you said, we seen Tolbert earlier in the year from Fairfield. You brought his name up. I think he could be one of the. He's going to be in the running for a GMC Player of the Year.
One final note here on the last meeting that actually turned into a 1-0 forfeit. The game was actually won by Hamilton that night, 64-55. Sage Tolentino, in his debut in Ohio, put up 18 points on 5 of 9 shooting. He also went to the line and was 8 of 10. So you know what he can do here on this floor.
And Jeff, me and you talked about Sage, and we're going to be able to talk about him all night. He had a really bad knee surgery. So he's coming back slow, but he's getting there. He's going to be unlimited tonight and play, according to Coach Edwards.
Well, he has a wrap on that right knee. It's not a big wrap, however, and that's a thankful piece of this here at this part. Before we get to the nation's anthem, I want to tell you a little bit about the tail of the tape. Mountain Healthy scoring about 59 points a ball game. They're giving up just over 56. They've got a plus differential of 2.8. Meanwhile, Hamilton at 55.2 has given up 60.5 points per ball game. They're minus 5.3 coming into this one. And if you're ready now, let's give you the starting lineups here in this ball game. First, for visiting Mount Healthy, the Fighting Owls at 5-2, 1-1 in the Southwestern Ohio Conference. Ty Cass is their head coach in his first year with the program. In his 5th year, he had 5 years, in fact, over at Aiken at 59-62. 3-guard look here tonight for his team. His son, Ty Cass's son, Robbie, will get a start at one of the guards, wearing the number 1 at 5'10", a senior. It'll be number 5, Javon Crittenden at 6'2", a senior, and 23, Aaron Thurman at 5'10", a sophomore. Those are your guards. Up front, it's number 10, Sterling Ray at 6'2", a senior, and number 12, Cavante White at 6'3", a junior. The Hamilton Big Blue at 1-5, 1-3 in the Greater Miami Conference. Kevin Higgins in his 4th year at the helm, 38-39. 4-guard look here for the Big Blue. 3 is Cooper Matthews, 6 foot tall, a junior guard. 4 is Davis Avery at 6 foot tall, a junior. 5 is Nick Brito, 5'8", a senior. And 22, Elijah Givens, 6'2", a senior. Up front, the aircraft carrier. 44, Sage Tolentino, 7 foot tall, a senior.
Absolutely. You know, hitting on a couple of those guys, talking to Coach Cass about his son, Robbie, who's a senior, leads the SWAC in scoring, as you said. He's a 2-level scorer right now. He shoots a deep 3, he gets it to the rim. Not as much mid-range, Jeff, according to his dad. That's something he's got to work on. And Sterling Ray, rebounding machine for the Owls of Mount Healthy. And looking at the Hamilton Big Blue, Cooper Matthews, great shooter. The guy I'm really excited to see is number 22, Elijah Givens, D1 athlete, number 2 scorer in the GMC, great ball handler. And then where is Sage right now? Is he getting better? Is he getting healthy? Where's that knee at? You and I talked. They limited him on some game time. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here. I think tonight Coach is going to let him loose and see if he can play the entire night, because they need him in order to kind of get this ship right on the win-loss record.
Well, aside from the big aircraft carrier, neither team is particularly big. You know, I think you and I have gotten spoiled with seeing guys who are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", and for the most part, outside of Sage, we're not going to see that tonight. We're going to see a bunch of 6'2" guys.
Yeah, but we're going to see some guys get after it athletically. I'm anxious to see Mount Healthy because they like to run the ball up and down the court and get into a fast-paced game. And the Big Blue's not afraid to run either. So this is going to be probably a high-scoring affair, and definitely one that I'm excited to see this Cass kid from Mount Healthy as well.
Hamilton will defend the bucket to our right. They'll attack the bucket on our left. And it's Cavante White, the jump center with Sage Tolentino. This is what you call a mismatch. Ball's in the air, tap is controlled, and I think we'll have to re-tip.
Tim Lewis, referee there, thought he was throwing it up to Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He threw a little too high. Threw that one high.
Tap is controlled by Hamilton, and away we go here at the Athletic Center. Cooper Matthews, averaging 17 in a ball game, plays Tolentino, puts it on the deck, stuck at the free throw line. And we'll reset with Matthews setting the high pick from Tolentino. And they'll rotate around. Brito got a touch. And now to the hole is Givens. The runner, 2-0 Hamilton.
Hamilton opening up the court a little bit. They're not running their traditional Princeton-style offense. Coach Higgins opened it up with some ball screen actions. And again, I want to see Elijah, and he came right out and attacked the glass right off the bat.
Givens averaging 20 a ball game, officially 19.8. And as you had mentioned, as we have the long three, nothing doing for Robbie Cass, and he can hit him from that distance.
That was about 27, 28 feet out. And again, Coach Cass said his son has the green light.
He had a 40-footer against Ross just recently. Here's a long three for Tolentino.
That's about a 22-footer for Sage Tolentino, who's shooting 22% from three.
Averaging 8.5 a ball game, 5-0 Hamilton.
Some of his numbers are skewed, though, Jeff. You and I both know when he gets all the minutes, that's going to change.
Pass too hard off the back end. Tolentino the reward for Hamilton. 5-point advantage and the ball. It's Brito with the ball.
Trying to run a set play here. They're going to double up.
Brito to the outside. Nothing doing for Davis Avery, and they'll reset with Elijah Givens, a wide receiver / quarterback for the football team. Outside the arc, 15 feet away.
Nice little give and go action. Sage Tolentino there to Givens. Off balance, 15-footer he hit.
I mean, that was pretty. I mean, he had that leg up in the air.
He made the shot a little tougher than it needed to be, but it was all net.
Cass.
High flare.
And Crittenden, back to Crittenden. From Cass, too strong off the back iron. Rebound, put back by Ray, is rejected by the big man Tolentino.
Ray with a nice offensive rebound. Again, he leads the SWAC in rebounding at 12.1 a game, and he just goes and gets it.
5:50 left to go here in this first quarter. 7-0. Are you surprised we haven't seen a timeout yet?
Not yet, but if they don't get something here and Hamilton scores, Coach Cass will burn a 30.
It's Crittenden. Back over for Cass.
Now, Brito's the best defender for Hamilton. Notice he's on Cass tonight.
Good ball denial on the outside there by Givens.
Yeah,
and you'd expect no less from a guy who plays wide receiver.
No doubt. Brito, senior, number 5 for the Hamilton Big Blue. He's one of the better defenders in all the GMC.
Aaron Thurman, who got the start tonight, got a touch. They were turning it up high. Crittenden puts it on the deck. The runner, he can't get it to go. Another rebound for the aircraft carrier, Sage Tolentino.
Hamilton coming down running some set plays. 1-4 high actions.
They feed back down low. Givens, and he threw it away. Intended and was a little too strong for Davis Avery.
Yeah, anytime somebody drives that baseline, you want to see someone maybe slide to that weak side corner. And Givens looked out there, nobody was there, so he kind of threw what was a bad pass to Avery.
Well, and also Avery didn't really have good position well on the left.
No, he wasn't, yep.
Score remains the same, 7-0. Hamilton up by a touchdown. It's Crittenden stuck low left.
Again, Brito's not helping at all.
He had the other way. So an unforced turnover for Mount Healthy. As we had mentioned, they come in with a record of 5-2. This is a team that shoots about 41.5% from the floor. That's not particularly impressive at the high school level.
Mount Healthy trying to get something here with a 1-2-2 press. Hamilton did a good job of getting the ball in the middle of the floor, and then a bad pass. He should have tossed that thing up by the rim.
Steal by Ray. It's Cass, pops three, left of the key, off the mark. The rebound to Givens, and he wants to run. A 3-on-3. Accelerates into the lane, down the lane, he drew the foul with 4:27 to go here in this first.
He called a travel.
A travel. So we saw the backside official call for steps, and we had the other way.
Yeah, Mount Healthy went to a 1-2-2, 3-4 score press, trying to maybe generate some offense off the defense.
Cass is a Mr. Everything for this Mount Healthy team.
A little head tap here, a little high ball screen. That's easy to go under.
A little double screen there for Ray. He takes the runner to the rack and one! So Mount Healthy finally gets on the board with 4:10 to go here in the first.
Yeah, Avery rotates over a little too late and gets the charge call. I like how Cass is not settling for threes. And again, like Coach, his dad and the coach said, he's a two-level scorer, Geoff. He can get that ball to the rim, and he definitely can shoot from three. He shoots 78% from the foul line, too, for the Owls.
And he got the bonus.
Here's that 1-2-2 press again. They got to get Tolentino down on the block, not way out there. You want to break that and then score right at the block.
Givens up to the key. Lobs for Tolentino. A little too strong for him. You and I had talked about Tolentino about lobbing it in. I think that was the right play, just bad execution that last time down.
Yeah, you need to alley-oop the ball to him for sure.
Thurman, the runner, he can't get it to fall, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay up front.
Ray didn't get the rebound right there, Geoff, but he battled so hard and allowed the Owls to get another chance here at an underneath out-of-bounds play. He just goes after it. He's an offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding machine.
J.J. Etheridge into the ball game for Mount Healthy. So is Jaden Carroll. So they wear 3 and 4 respectively.
I love watching this burrito kid play defense.
Carroll has it, accelerates down the lane, has a shot rejected by Tolentino. It's loose on the floor. We've got a jump ball.
It's going to be Mount Healthy's ball.
So Mount Healthy will have possession with 3:30 to go. 7-3, so a little ebb and tie. The first 7 points of this ball game scored by the Big Blue, but they haven't done anything here in about the last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, they've been empty the last 3 or 4 possessions.
Cass getting from Crittenden back to Cass. Left of the key for 3. He knocks it down. He's got 6 in the ball game.
Burrito had his hand right in his face. This is a nice shot.
Averaging 22 a contest, 3 on the other end, too long for Davis Avery. And again, another empty possession. And Mount Healthy looking to take a lead after they were down by 7.
Avery shoots 30%.
So the steal by Givens, and did he step out?
He called a carry. He went over top. You know, the Big Blue have had a steal, a block shot, a couple things. Instead of advancing with the pass, they're all trying to dribble the ball, and instead of passing it ahead, and they're missing some of their guys, a couple turnovers. Tolentino did the same thing. He blocked it and then tried to dribble it full court. You got to pass the ball ahead.
2:57 to go here in this fast-moving first. 7-6 Big Blue. Drive by Thurman. Throws it over for Jaden Carroll, stuck low left, and he's jumped up. He got tied up down low left by Tolentino, and it looked like also by Elijah Givens.
Yeah, Givens reached in there, got a jump ball. Alternate possession, now goes to Big Blue. See, I always like to get somebody down on the block right now. So right now you can advance it to the block. But here's Matthews for his first shot of the night.
Off the mark, 2 wide, and 1 and done, and another empty possession, but a steal by Givens. He's got a 1-on-2, now a 2-on-2. Takes it right to the rack, missed the shot, he'll go to the line. Fouls on Robbie Cass.
Great steal by Givens. He's getting about 2 steals a game for the Big Blue, and he's stepping up. Shoots 69% from the line, which isn't bad, right at 70%. He's such an athlete, like you said, Geoff, football kid. You were able to see him on the gridiron a little bit this year?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And he is versatile. Has some change of speed to him. I'll tell you more about him here in just a second. Too strong off the back iron. Free throw percentages for both teams, by the way. 63% for Hamilton this year. Nearly 73%, 72.8 for Mount Healthy. So Givens in a game against Lakota West had a kick return for 90 yards and took it to the house over just across the way here in the parking lot.
Schwarm Stadium.
Over at the Schwarm, yes.
steps up and hits the second one. Hamilton going to press a little bit here. Now they're going to back off.
1 of 2, 8-6 is your score with 2:23 to go here in the first.
Boy, they're high ball screening for Cass like crazy.
Cass dumps it off. Crittenden off the Ray screen. Outside, it's Thurman. He'll have to back off against Davis Avery.
And I like using Ray as a screener, too. It brings Tolentino away from the basket. Little Iverson cut for Cass.
Cass thought about the jumper. He'll disdain and give it to Thurman. Low left. He will not get around Tolentino, and he picked up the dribble.
Yeah,
oh, no, it's a lane violation.
Lane violation. 14, Reed kind of camped out in there. Now, how often do you see that call? You don't really see that very often.
Not often at all anymore. I mean, this used to be something that I saw a few years back, but I think given the advent of forwards liking to camp outside and hit face-up jumpers,
you just don't see it as much.
You don't see it as much.
Way to break it.
Avery returns it up high. Givens.
Yeah, coach is really wanting to throw that ball into Sage Tolentino, and Avery missed him. He entered it to the wing, and Avery didn't even look inside. Right now, they should just lob it straight up to him.
So this is philosophical. I think this goes along with the notion of how you share the ball and what you look for. They look for Tolentino down low and back outside. So when I was broadcasting for Central State eons ago, the head coach had said, if I don't see 3 passes before shot attempt, I'm taking you out of the game.
Right. Well, the more you reverse the ball, the second and third time you get on each side of the court, the higher percentage shot. You want a good shot or a great shot? Now, they're reversing the ball here, the Big Blue. Now they're doing a little bit too much one-on-one.
Here's 3 for Givens, in and out. Boy, that's a heartbreaker. And Crittenden the rebound from Mount Healthy as they look to tie it up or take a lead. Here's a 3 for Cass, and he gives Mount Healthy the lead.
You got to find him early, especially in transition.
That's a first lead change of the ball game.
There we go. That's a bad pass, though.
Tolentino can't get it to drop. Here's Thurman to the rack. He missed the shot, and now we've got basket interference. So Robbie Cass has accounted for all the scoring tonight for Mount Healthy, all 9 of their points.
Basket interference, no basket. Checking in for the Big Blue, number 10, Laney Ash.
Laney Ash will check into this ball game for Hamilton. Outside linebacker who had 35 tackles for Nate Mahan this year.
See, they got all 5 people. They need to spread that out. The Big Blue needs to spread that out a little bit better on the press attack. Matthews.
3 on the way, off the mark, too short. The rebound on the backside to Ash. Ash puts it up, no good, and we head the other way with 17.5 to go. So, partner, given the way that Mount Healthy is actually run, do you actually think this is a last shot setup for the quarter?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, they'll shoot the last one. I got $1 in my pocket that number 1's going to shoot it. Hopefully. They love this high ball screen. Burrito's just been going right underneath of it.
Cass outside. Crittenden, the corner 3. It's an air ball, and it's tapped out with 0.7 seconds left to go.
I would have lost $1, Jeff. You didn't bet me, though.
Well, I've gotten tired of taking your money.
That's true. I owe you way too much.
Tolentino can't get the shot off.
And the clock didn't go.
And now it finally goes, and we go to the second quarter. Your score at intermission. It's visiting Mount Healthy with a 1-point lead, 9-8 here on Chatterbox Plus. To the second quarter we go, 9-8. And it has been the Robbie Cass show here tonight, who through the first 8 minutes, along with the coach, John Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us on Chatterbox Plus. John Abney is our videographer tonight. Here, 4 days away from Christmas on winter solstice.
Absolutely. Me and you talked before the game. We didn't know if we were going to be able to do another one since our last East-West game before Christmas. This is a nice little Christmas present for both of us.
It sure is.
Being able to see this. You know, one of the keys for Mount Healthy, come ready to play. Jeff, they look like they're ready to play. I mean, they stepped in here tonight, the Hamilton Athletic Center, and they appear to be ready to play.
Well, especially Mr. Cass. But got to give credit to Mr. Sterling Ray here as well, who set the high pick a lot in the half-court offense.
Keeps the ball alive, a little mid-range jumper there.
Crittenden from 15 feet away. And that's the first basket from somebody outside of Robbie Cass by Mount Healthy.
I don't like all 5 people. I've said it a few times.
3 for Sage Tolentino. It rattles out.
Hamilton needs to spread the floor a little bit better.
Crittenden to the rack. So Javon Crittenden, who's averaging 13 a ball game, makes it 13-8. It's been an 11-1 run here by Mount Healthy since the early minutes of the first quarter. Runner's no good, tap backwards. Brito has it, mid-post, and will have to reset.
Avery steps through.
Matthews down low, and it is Lanny Ash off the bench getting his first 2.
Coach Higgins wanted that timeout, that Trace Fowler timeout. You scored a bucket. He wanted to get a timeout there.
Ash averaging 7 a ball game. He breaks the drought, 13-10. Aaron Thurman has the ball, 5'10 sophomore against Avery, and now sits it back outside. It's Crittenden on the move. And now to Cavante White back in the ball game. 12 feet away, jumper's too strong, and we've got a foul underneath.
Looks like they're going to call that on Ash, going after the ball. All Mount Healthy's doing is 4-round 1. They're leaving Ray in. Sometimes they'll bring him out in ball screen, but they are opening up for drive, downhill situations. Again, attacking the paint, and that's something that Coach Higgins says we got to keep them out of the paint. They're getting into the paint a lot right now.
Team fouls are even at 2, and as you had mentioned, partner, that is the first on Ash. It's Thurman underneath the hoop. Can't get around Tolentino, and they'll reset. That is a big weapon defensively to have for Hamilton.
He alters a lot of shots, gets his hands on a lot of them.
Oh, fancy move for Thurman. High off the window, can't get it to fall.
See, he altered that shot. Ash throws it ahead.
Here's
what
Matthews. Oh, what a move into Delaney in the scour.
See, they advanced the ball, Jeff, with the pass. Instead of dribbling it like they did a few times, Ash with a great pass that led to a really, really good finish at the other end.
Matthews' first bucket of the night, 13-12. So a little miniature 4-0 run here for Hamilton after the 11-1 breakout by Mount Healthy. Cast down low, Ray has it rejected by Tolentino, but Sage will pick up the personal. That'll be the 3rd team foul against the home team.
They said he put his hands down. I'm not sure if he did or not, but he made a little contact, and Tim Lewis with the call there. Referee, local guy, lives in Hamilton.
Sterling Ray to the stripe. As you had mentioned on our open, 12 rebounds a ball game, so he's been a force down low. 50% shooter at the stripe this year, but he misses on the first.
And he shoots 50 from the field, which is odd too, but yeah.
Good percentage from the field. You know, it's funny how it could be good on one side and bad on another, and probably a lane violation. No lane violation called on Brito, and 0 for 2.
You're right, Jeff. I think they might have missed that one there. It was close.
1 point affair, Givens. Skip pass. Tolentino is open for 3, too long. So he's been cold from the outside after making his first attempt back in the first quarter.
Lady Ash gets his hand on the ball down here. Ash has been a good spark for the Big Blue coming off the bench.
5:28 left to go here in this second period. 13-12 in favor of Mount Healthy. The Owls with the lead and the ball. Cass, a 3 ball, and he has cooled off maybe just a hair as he misfires, and here comes Hamilton. Givens inside, Tolentino, bounce feed, short corner, turns around and gives him the lead.
I'd much rather see him down here making a move like that than shooting threes, to be honest, especially against Mount Healthy. That was a great move by the big fella.
Pretty touch, give him 5 in the book. Our second lead change.
Ash,
3 is...
got a piece of that. Ash got a piece of that. Lady Ash got a piece of that, Jeff. I'm telling you, he's bringing in a ton of energy for the Hamilton Big Blue. Ash off the bench, only a junior.
Would expect no less from somebody who plays linebacker for the football team. Half-court trap, but quickly broken. Here's Matthews, the runner, and the score.
Attack the basket. Matthews, really good take. They passed out of that trap, and he attacked the rim.
16-13 as Hamilton is up their lead to 3. It's Crittenden down to the corner. Thurman, low right. Cass lost the handle, but it's saved by his teammate Etheridge. And Cass has been taking control of the floor. He's calling out directions like you would expect a coach's son to do.
Oh, yeah. He's a leader.
Nice move. He'll throw up the runner and good. Boy, a teardrop is awfully pretty.
Boy, he earned that one. We got a 30-second timeout here for Mount Healthy. A little teardrop action. That was a nice move to shoot it over the 7-footer. Again, we talked about Tolentino rebounding, blocking shots, altering shots. So that was a great take by Robbie Cass. Again, Coach said he's a at-the-rim guy or a three-point shooter, and you don't lead the league in scoring at 20-something a game if you don't have a lot of weapons in your repertoire. He's good, man. I like watching him play.
Well, he's got command of the floor. You had mentioned about Cass, and, you know, I guess it's natural. I think you and I are used to seeing coaches' sons all over the place. I mean, obviously, you and I saw East and West last week, and, of course, Nathan Atkins, Clint's son, really took control of the floor in the fourth quarter.
He did everything. And somebody called me. I guess they listened to our game, and they said, Coach, you guys hit the nail on the head with Atkins. He did everything. I mean, he had like 12 points, 6 or 7 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists. But, you know, when you grow up in a gym, like Robbie's grown up in a gym with his dad, you understand the game. You know, I brought Mia to the game the other night.
Sure.
All the way home, we talked about some things about what's going on during the game. When you're around a coach all the time, you either listen to him or you don't. Hopefully they do. And Robbie's listened to his dad for sure.
By the way, as a reference on Mia Van Winkle, who I'm sure is watching tonight, we say hello to her, and we kind of realize that she's probably going to take your job when you decide that you're done with us.
She loved it. She says, Dad, Geoff is really, really, really cool. So I've heard a lot of stuff about Geoff. Really cool. I'll take it. I said, I'll take it.
I'll take it as well.
As the Big Blue tried to get the ball inside again there and missed the shot.
It's been a long time since anybody's called me really cool. So I'll take it.
It's hard for the Big Blue to throw the ball in there when Givens is standing right at the foul line. They need to run him out and just lob it up. Like Givens needs to run out of that foul. There you go. Now lob it up. Too late now.
And then they've moved Tolentino out, and they'll send it outside. Well, he does have a big, big advantage over Sterling Ray. I think, what, a 9-inch advantage? They go to Tolentino. He takes it to the bench.
That was some of their Princeton action. The pinch post, run away right at Tolentino. Nice cut behind action. Very good pass by Ash.
Sage has 7, 18-15.
As Mount Healthy spreads it out here.
Crittenden for 3 to try to tie it up, and we've got to push all away from the ball.
Yeah, Ash pushed Ray in the back. He pushed him in the back, right in front of him.
Fouls on Laney Ash. That's going to be his second, team's 4th.
So, there you go. We had Sage's number up on the board, but they have moved it to Laney Ash. That's the second.
What good minutes for Ash, though, tonight. Really good game for the Big Blues so far.
It's J.J. Etheridge, shut off by Davis Avery. Oh, pretty give and go. That's a hell of a pass.
Yeah, the Owls are keeping it spread. And I'm telling you, when you're quick at attacking the rim like they are, off the bounce and off the cut, as Givens gets it right to the rack.
Nothing doing. Tolentino puts it back and one!
Basket, Sage, Tolentino.
You got to love when a 7-footer's right by the rim, baby. He's hard to stop down there. I mean, he needs to get down there more, and you throw it down there to him more. But he's got such a height advantage. Again, Higgins, before the game, Geoff said, I think we can have a rebounding advantage on the offensive end. And that's exactly what Tolentino just did with the offensive board there.
Fouls on Ray. That's his second. with 2:40 left to go till halftime. Sage to the stripe, gets the bonus, and he's in double figures tonight. He's got 10.
They're not limiting him minutes. He's going to start playing like this almost every game, Jeff, as he gets more and more. And his physical shape is probably not very good right now.
Committed to the University of Cincinnati. Here's the jumper off the elbow, 15-footer. Crittenden misfires. Tolentino yet another rebound. He's going to have a double-double before this night's over.
Yep. Throw it in there.
Givens now, Tolentino top of the key. Tolentino moving towards the post, and it didn't matter as the bucket by Matthews goes.
Cooper Matthews up the ball screen from Sage. Takes it right to the rim. Matthews is really having a great year for the Hamilton Big Blue.
Cass back in the ball game. Had a momentary left of the lane.
Tolentino in a stance out there.
Etheridge lost it.
Nice pass.
Up ahead. Here's Givens. Thank you very much. 7 for Givens.
Burrito with a great pass. It's a turnover almost. Another one.
Givens plays it up to Matthews. One-on-one. Goes glass for the score.
Timeout. It all started on defense with Burrito getting a steal, throwing it ahead to Givens. The Big Blue with a 10-point lead, and what a run. What a run for the Big Blue.
Since the last time out, it's an 11-2 run by the Big Blue to open up a double-digit lead for the first time tonight at 27-17.
They're very capable of doing this. They're very capable of doing this. They got some really good players. Elijah Givens is a D1 athlete, and he can flat out play, man. He can flat out play. He's got a second gear speed. I don't really know what that looks like or feels like, but he's got a second gear speed, man, that's unreal.
Well, again, as I mentioned, and this is a football anecdote, but when I saw him return a kickoff return 90 yards against Lakota West, he broke a seam right up the middle and then in traffic pivoted left and then broke into a clear off a wedge, and he was gone right after that. I'd never been so stunned by a kickoff return that deep for a touchdown on that change of pace. So out of the timeout, here comes Carroll.
You got to stay in front of him. You can't act like you're going to get steals.
Cass from 25 feet away. Boy, you got to call those.
Three-pointer, Robbie Cass.
I don't know if you could have guarded it any better. I mean, banked it in. Coach Higgins a little upset with that, but
14 in the book for Robbie Cass, 27-20.
Oh, they missed him.
3 straight on! Elijah Givens locks off from long range.
We all just need to be quiet and let Burrito do his thing. He missed Tolentino, but Givens steps back and hits the 3.
Everything going Hamilton's way here in the last handful of minutes. Drive Cass to the rack, high off the window, tapped out, and it belongs to Givens. And they're on the run. Matthews to the hole, to the rack he goes.
Great pass by Givens ahead.
32-20, Crittenden, jump pass outside. They find Cass out on the corner. He puts it on the deck. He knocked over a man charge.
What a charge by Matthews.
It's now 2 on Cass with 4.1 seconds left to go, and you hate to see a foul that close to the half.
This is kind of odd to me. Coach Higgins is calling a timeout with 4 seconds to go and a half. Maybe to draw something up here.
By the way, Coach, this game has gone about as well as possible for Kevin Higgins tonight. Only 20 on the board for Mountain Health. He does score well with the ball, and they've got 32, but they've gotten that 32 efficiently tonight.
They have, and it's been a transition. You know, this second half, they've opened up. It all starts with the pass, advanced pass, ahead transition. Elijah Givens just went off this quarter. Sage Tolentino doing it on the inside, doing it on the defensive end. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, they're playing like Coach Higgins thinks they can play.
So outside of Cooper Matthews, Elijah Givens, and Sage Tolentino, who all have 10 for Hamilton. The only other field goal, a little bucket low on the left, on our left by the guard coming in, Lanny Ash.
Lady Ash, yep. Otherwise, the main guys are scoring.
We'll see what they draw up with 4.1 left to go. If nothing else, we see man pressure on the outset here by Mount Healthy. Out to Matthews. Into the front court. Down the lane, lost the handle, and that's the way this first half ends. A very efficient first half for the Big Blue, and through 16 minutes of this ball game, Hamilton owns a 32-20 lead over Mount Healthy here on Chatterbox Plus. We're just mere moments away from the start of the second half, 32-20 here at the Athletic Center in Hamilton. Along with the coach, Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks to our videographer tonight, John Abney. Coach, as much as this has been a game of runs, we've only seen 2 lead changes tonight, but so far early in that second half, or beg your pardon, in that second quarter when Hamilton retook the lead at 14-13, they've not looked back.
Absolutely. Laney Ash came off the bench for the Big Blue, a big spark, rebounding, throwing the ball ahead, and just the dirt plays, that nitty-gritty glue-type plays. But looking at the stats, the Big Blue are 1.14 points per possession, which is a really good number for the Hamilton Big Blue. They have 3 guys at 10 points each, Matthews, Givens, and Solentino. And then the rebounding margin, which Coach Higgins really was harping on, the Big Blue had an advantage, 19-12. Looking at Mount Healthy, one of the things that Coach Cass said they got to do is be ready to play. Now, right now is that answer. Jeff, are they ready to play? It's a Tuesday night game. They don't have a ton of people here, but what kind of team are you? And I guarantee coaches challenged them big time in the locker room to come out and make the Big Blue call a timeout early. That's the key. If they can make Hamilton call a timeout early in the third here because they went on a run, then Mount Healthy has a chance. Otherwise, this could get ugly.
This bears mentioning, we talked about assist to turnovers. Hamilton coming on in, averaging but just over 7 assists a ball game. They have 9 in the first half and to 7 turnovers. But think about this. In the case of field goals where they have 14, of those 14, 9 have been assisted. So they've really been looking for each other up and down the floor, either in transition or in the half court.
Especially the transition. You called that.
And we're back underway as Hamilton will attack the west bucket. They dump inside. Tolentino low on the right, puts it up, and no good. It rolls out, and the rebound to Sterling Ray for Mount Healthy.
I like the little set play out of timeout by Coach Higgins there, going right to Tolentino.
3 for Crittenden, no good. Tolentino wants to move up ahead. Low left, he lost the handle, and it's taken away by Thurman, who's got an advantage. A 3-on-2 to the rack, he goes in, got the bucket and the foul.
What a take. Good take by Thurman there. Attacked the rim. Called Givens on the foul. He kind of leaned in on Givens.
Thurman to the stripe where he's a 79% shooter this year. And he's trying to cut the lead to under double digits. Off the front lip and another rebound to Tolentino.
He's on his way to a big night rebounding and scoring.
10 first half points. I think I saw him down. Didn't see the total rebound numbers on him. As they work. Oh, high-low. That's a beauty.
Nice pass.
Davis Avery on the connection. Davis gets his first bucket, 34-22.
That was Tolentino's 7th rebound of the game. They said he had 6 in the first half. I felt like he had more than that.
I did too.
It just felt that way, but he did alter a lot of shots too.
Well, he is shut off the baseline. And I think that's the thing that Mount Healthy had to adjust at halftime because all those opportunities that they wanted to make on the baseline, they couldn't do it.
Ray has not shot a 3 all year, and he didn't shoot that one either.
Crittenden, and it's rejected by Sage.
Tolentino with a nice block. He's got 4 block shots. Seems like he has more of those, too. Who's keeping stats for the Big Blue?
3 for Cass, off the mark, too long, and the rebound to Nick Brito of Hamilton.
Throw it in there.
Matthews to the big man, Sage. He's got the advantage. He fires over Ray, 10 feet away, no good. And this one taken back away. Here's Givens. He's got a 4-on-2. To the rack he goes! 12 for Givens, 36-22. Cass shot off on the baseline now, throws at the runner. The teardrop won't go this time, off the back iron.
Tolentino altered that shot as Matthews.
To the rack he goes!
Basket by Cooper Matthews.
Has every shot made tonight by Cooper Matthews, has it all been on driving layups?
It seems like it. I mean, he's attacking the rim, and he's making himself a more well-rounded player. He's not just a spot shooter.
Brittenden has to come back for the ball.
They made the change. The Big Blue have Givens guarding Cass now. As Brito had that challenge in the first half.
Here's Crittenden, a long 2 off the wing, and Hamilton has the ball. Brito tracks it down.
Pass it. There you go.
They reset. 3 minutes gone by here in the second half. 16-point lead. Tolentino, low left, and no good. Foul by Ray. That's his third.
Yeah, nice little rub screen. They ran that for him early in the first half. Remember the first half they ran the rub screen and they missed him, and then Elijah stepped out and hit that 3. That time they found Tolentino in a little rub screen, trying to get him right at the basket. Some really good offensive play calls from the Big Blue staff. As we got a couple subs coming in here. Looks like Ash is coming in for the Big Blue.
Sage at the stripe. He came in shooting 63.5% at the stripe this year as Ray Saddle with 3 comes out. I don't know who else could guard Tolentino outside of Ray.
Right. Ray bodied him up, pushed him out that last time, and he missed a shot inside. We have number 21 for the Big Blue, and I don't have him down.
21 is Jalen Morris.
Okay, thank you.
And Tolentino makes them both. Jalen Morris is 5'8", just a freshman.
Okay.
He has been on what we would call the junior varsity shuttle.
Yeah, played a little bit in the JV game, played a lot in the JV game. Had some energy about him. Getting some good varsity minutes as they're up 18 here, middle of the third.
Crittenden off the dribble. The floater. Oh, you got to call those.
Basket, Javon Crittenden.
Little lucky running one-hander. Meanwhile, Givens to the rack. No good. He'll go to the line. Beg your pardon, not Givens. It is 10. And Lanny Ash, who's back into this ball game.
Yeah, they got the ball to the middle of the court against that 1-2-2 press. 3-4 score press. Mount Healthy runs. Ash is stepping up. Again, I love the energy he had in the first half as he shoots 66% from the foul line for the Big Blue.
Jaden Carroll picks up the personal. That's 2 team fouls here in this half for Mount Healthy. The first one's good. Lanny Ash is 6'1", a junior, listed as a forward. I called him a guard back in the first half.
Yeah, he plays a little bit of both. I mean, he can play on the outside.
And he's got the second.
Not much of a three-point shooter, but he can handle the ball out there as he just blew right by Avery.
The blow by and one.
No help side defense. It's hard to help the way Mount Healthy spreads out. But if you're 2 passes away, you got to get 2 feet in the paint. And that's probably what.
So Matthews picks up the personal. That's his first. Team second. Team fouls are even at 2. As Aaron Thurman will try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
Givens comes in. Short break for him.
Back iron no good. They retain possession and lost it after the misfire by Cavante Roy.
Whoa, nice split.
Nice step through and a little contact on his way to the hoop.
He's probably one kid on Hamilton's team that you're not going to be able to trap. The way he splits and he's got change of speed.
We talked a fair amount as Givens handles the ball, a fair amount of how well he plays on the football team for Nate Mahan.
Oh, yeah.
True athlete, great foot speed. It shows on everything, football field or the basketball court.
Absolutely. When I was the coach here, Jeff, he was a 5th grader.
Oh, here's Givens to the rack. He goes. He misfires.
What a take. He was a 5th grader when I was here, and they talked about him being a wrestler as he steals the ball.
And one!
They talked about him being a wrestler and said he could be an all-state wrestler. I said, with all due respect, he's a very, very good basketball player and a really good football player too, but what great defense there by Givens. You know, the Hamilton Big Blue are attacking the rim, man. I mean, they are attacking the rim and putting so much pressure on Mount Healthy's defense.
That's 2 on Jaden Carroll off the bench. And Givens back at the stripe. Has scored on layups in all 3 quarters so far, and he completes the bonus. 15 in the book for Elijah Givens, 45-26.
Averaging right under 20 a game.
3 on the way, off the front lip and out of bounds. I did want to make mention about that. So Givens a year ago, in 13 games at the varsity level, scored just under 4.5 points a ball game. Meanwhile, Cooper Matthews a year ago, about a point a ball game. What a difference a year makes.
Oh yeah, Coach Higgins told me this is the most inexperienced team he's had in a long time coming in to the season, and that doesn't help when you play the schedule: East, Holy Cross, Fairfield, West, St. X. I mean, that's a brutal schedule to have an inexperienced basketball team.
Cass nearly made friends at the scorer's table. And it's 45-28. By the way, to just to clean things up, I think Thurman had the last bucket down the last time. With 3:12 left to go here in this third, Hamilton is cruising here at the Athletic Center tonight.
They're starting to run away. And Mount Healthy's going to have to try to trap. And
Matthews from the elbow, 15 feet away.
Mid-range jumper. We've seen Matthews get into the rim, like you said earlier, Jeff, now showing off his mid-range game, which you don't see a lot of kids as his freshman is all. Oh.
We got contact down low.
You don't see a lot of mid-range stuff. You just don't see it. I think they're going to get on 21 with the reach there. But Matthews really becoming a really good player. Didn't play a lot last year, like you said, but he's having a great start to the year here for the Big Blue as he is only a junior.
Fouls on the shot. It's on Jalen Morris. Freshman picks up his first. Team's third foul. And Crittenden nails the first. And we see Sage Tolentino, who got a couple of well-deserved minutes on the bench. And we see the emergence of number 11, Curtis Smoke, at 5'9", a senior. Outstanding baseball player.
He is. Dad was a good baseball player. He's a pastor at a local church here. Does a lot for the community. Great family.
No good on the second, tapped out, and will stay up front. Curtis, I believe, had 27 runs batted in last spring for the Big Blue, second in the GMC.
Wow. Now, he's a catcher, right?
I'm trying to remember.
I think he is.
You would think I would remember just because I had seen him play baseball last year. Yeah, catcher, first baseman, hit 329 a year ago. Of course, when you're hit in front of Curtis Reed and Jackson Lewis, you're going to drive in some runs.
You're going to get an opportunity, too, as they flash to the middle.
This one to the scorer's table. And we'll reset with 2:37 to go here in the third.
Tolentino needed to get there a little quicker to the middle. Coach Higgins told him in a very polite way. Now they're trying to split.
Givens on the step through, mishandles, and we stay up front, tapped away by Mount Healthy. It might have been Robbie Cass. So Cass is slowed up just a little bit. He had a lot of wear and tear in that first half.
He did. They're guarding him a little different. I mean, they're bringing Givens on him. Givens and Brito both can play great defense. As Matthews.
To the rack, no good. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, great take.
Foul is on Jaden Carroll. I believe we saw 4 on the floor, right? So it is, and that's his third.
It is. Matthews with the good take to the rim. I've been impressed with him getting to the glass. You said it earlier. I mean, he is getting the ball to the rim. Very athletic. Only a junior. I'm getting old, Jeff. I remember these guys are like 3rd and 4th and 5th grade, 6th grade, so it's interesting.
Well, I'm going to appreciate you for not having senior moments, because the fact that you're remembering them at a youth level.
Yep, they played the Blue Stars basketball program, a youth program we started when we got the job here a while back. Started off the first year, had about 150 kids. I was very proud when we left. We had close to 350 kids playing basketball.
So Nehemiah Reed checks back into the ballgame. He had a few minutes for Mount Healthy back in the first half, and Matthews makes them both. And we have our first 20-point lead of the night at 49-29.
And they got the freshman guard cast now out there for the Big Blue. They're bringing fresh people, fresh energy on Cass and making it tough. I mean, they're wearing him down. I mean, you called it. They're kind of wearing him down. Pass to beat it.
Matthews to the rack he goes.
Great pass by Tolentino.
We got a foul down low. Back to the last offensive sequence. No dribbles down the last 75 feet.
No, and that's what Coach Higgins was yelling. Advance the ball with the pass. That's the best way to break a press. And all Mount Healthy's going to do right now, Jeff, they're going to keep running 2 people with the ball. And Hamilton's got to look beyond the trap, be strong, throw the ball, advance it up the floor. Brito coming back in for the Big Blue.
That's the first free throw of the year. Make an attempt for Nehemiah Reed.
Good minutes by Morris, the freshman. Really good minutes.
By the way, we didn't mention it. 2 fouls now on Tolentino, and now 14 fouls against the Big Blue, against 5 for Mount Healthy. The second one for Reed is an air ball.
Now, Coach Higgins said they are battling some sickness. He said we have some guys that normally would play that aren't even here tonight that would come off the bench, but that might be why we're seeing some guys like the freshman coming in, Morris.
Matthews to Givens.
What a good pass.
Love those direct assists underneath the basket.
Yeah, and you're going to see more of this because they're going to keep trying to trap.
Here's Cass. Drive. Shoots over Tolentino. No good. Nick Brito the rebound.
Pass
he wants
it.
to run.
Pass the ball.
4 on 2. 3 on the way for Curtis Moak.
Good pass.
56-30. A long 3 for Robbie Cass. Tolentino the rebound to Givens on a 2-on-1. And now he is fouled on the way to the hoop by Thurman. And this one has officially become certifiable. With 1:18 left to go here in this third, the Big Blue on the verge of doubling their pleasure at 56-30.
Thurman, his first, team 6th.
16 fouls now on Mount Healthy. The next one will be one in the bonus the rest of the way.
See, it's hard to lob the ball to Tolentino right there with Matthews at the foul line. I don't really understand.
By the way, they didn't declare the foul on the shot, so they're going to play it from the baseline. Baseline out of bounds with 1:18 to go here in this third.
Just put the ball in play. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Tim.
They floated outside. Andrew Huff's in the ball game, by the way. Into Tolentino. Thank you very much. There's your exclamation point, Tolentino.
Hamilton making a cautious effort of getting the ball inside to Tolentino here in the second half. Some rub screens, 4-round-1.
Under a minute as Cass is guarded by Givens. They switch, and now Tolentino has the assignment. He fills the lane, throws up the floater, no good. Tolentino yet another rebound. Brito, bounce feed. Moak drops it off now. Matthews got a touch. Now back up for Givens off the pass from Brito. Givens with 32 to drive and a foul. A lot of contact just inside the free throw line.
And we got an intentional foul.
Saw that from the near sideline coming in as Givens went to the ground fairly hard, but nowhere near as hard as what we saw last Friday.
I didn't see an intentional foul. I haven't seen a
didn't
hard
either.
foul, but, normally on a Friday night or a Tuesday night GMC game, that's a foul. It's not an intentional, but obviously the ref seen something we didn't see. So they're going to get 2 free throws here and the bucket, and the basketball, side out.
By the way, as a postscript to what we just mentioned, as we're getting an official look at this now, the foul that you and I saw in the East-West game, I believe it was Kobe Peck who got knocked.
Yeah.
He was literally decked by Nathan Nedukovic, and there was no intentional, there was no technical. And then they basically shot free throws.
Play on.
Play on.
It's a Friday night at GMC, baby. He must have grabbed him. You got to get everybody across half court when you're shooting intentionals or technical fouls. Now, will they get the ball on the baseline here, or will they get on side out? I think they probably will get it on the baseline. I could be wrong.
It's funny because from where it was called, and there's the technical free throw. From where it was called, you would think side out.
Yeah.
But given the play towards the hoop, maybe it is baseline out of bounds afterwards. I don't know. Your guess. It's funny. You and I have seen between us years of basketball,
Right.
and the fact that you and I are having to think about it is something.
Yeah. I always said I'm not a referee. I have a hard enough time just being a coach.
So Givens makes them both, and Hamilton has officially doubled their pleasure tonight, 60-30.
So, whoa.
So do we have technical on top of an actual foul?
It's underneath. Yeah, as I said, what are they doing here? Yeah, they got the intentional foul.
Okay. I think everybody's now in line. And just like you called it, Coach.
Coach Higgins wanted it on the shot. I'm still a little confused as Tolentino's dancing inside there with Reed.
Throw in from Moak. He's looking for the lob. He goes to Tolentino, low left, back outside. Here's a wide open three! Cooper Matthews logs on from long range.
Great recognition by Tolentino. The little inside out.
Kick ball. Here's Moak on a 3-on-2. Up ahead. Matthews to the hole. He can't get it to drop it. He'll go to the line with 14.2 left to go here in the third.
Boy, the Big Blue are having fun tonight.
Wow.
A lot of transition, a lot of good passing, some smiles. Again, we talked about who they played, Jeff. East, Holy Cross, Fairfield, Lakota West, St. X. But Coach Higgins says, hey, I know they're playing a team, Festiva Hills out of Alabama next week. They have a player has offers from Auburn, from Alabama. They're one of the best teams in the whole state of Alabama, as Tolentino getting a well-deserved rest here.
Ash will take his place in the lineup. First free throw by Matthews is good with 14.2 left to go here in this third. And the Big Blue has opened up a case.
They have. The Festiva Hills team is playing Highland and Cooper in Kentucky, and then coming over and playing the Big Blue. 3 games for the Alabama premier team of the state of Alabama.
Here's Thurman. Down the lane to the rack he goes. He misfires. And with just about 6 seconds left to go, the clock still moves.
It's still moving.
They're going to reset the clock.
He just wanted it to go all the way out because it's a lot easier to reset it.
At the end of the third quarter,
Nope.
scoring 65.
Yeah, running clock. It's a running clock.
It's a running clock.
That's right. Okay.
So we're due for a timeout. We'll come back with a fourth in just a moment on Chatterbox Plus. To the fourth quarter we go. And this one's officially a rout at 65-30 here on Chatterbox Plus. Week 5 here in the GMC, along with the coach Sean Van Winkle. I'm Geoff Kim. Our thanks to our videographer tonight, John Abney. And it's been a team meeting. I got to tell you, Cooper Matthews was at the tip of my tongue. He's got 25, as silently as you can imagine. I mean, you want to talk about a babyface assassin out there. He's been special going to the hole.
Yeah, and he's shooting a very high percentage for the Big Blue. And like you said, he's getting them right by the rim. And we are going to have a running clock here.
So Elijah Givens in support has 19 so far tonight.
Right at his average.
Big Blue outscored Mount Healthy in the last quarter 33-10. That's a big old have mercy. Cass for 3.
Yeah, Givens lost him, or Morris lost him. I'm sorry, Morris lost him, the freshman, coming in with the tall task of guarding the leading scorer in the SWAC.
17 for Cass. He's had 3 makes from behind the arc tonight. Nick Brito, top of the key. We'll wait for his team. Here's a drive by Jalen Morris, and a little bit tripped up as the clock continues to move, obviously with the running clock. Fouls on Crittenden. Beg your pardon.
Team's 9. On the line from Hamilton, Jalen Morris.
I didn't hear who they called it on. They put 5 up on the board in Crittenden.
Is this Morris's first varsity points as a freshman?
As far as I know, the answer is yes. I don't have any official numbers on it.
Okay. Could be his first varsity point right there for a freshman player for the Big Blue.
And we have been privileged to catch it for him as he makes them both.
Good-looking free throw shooter.
Just a freshman at 5'8". He's got room to grow. Got a good-looking shot, 67-33. Cass off the dribble. Thurman, free throw line. Back out.
Big Blue got almost an all-guard lineup, switching all these interchanges.
Cass, nice step around. 3 on the way. No good and a foul. And we'll see 3 shots coming up. Fouls on Curtis Moak.
Fouls on Curtis Moak. His first.
That's one thing as a coach that drives you absolutely bonkers when you foul a three-point shooter. Stepping to the line, especially a guy that shoots such a good percentage of 78%. He's fun to watch. I asked the coach as a coach. He's a senior. Okay, he's coming in. He's played at Aiken. How does he fit in? He said, you know what, I'd like to say this. I'm very proud of my son. High character kid. But here's the deal. Coach graduated from Mount Healthy, so they have roots there, ties. So it wasn't like Robbie walked in and didn't know anybody at school. He knew everybody on the basketball team as he steps up and hits one. So fit in very well.
So he's got 20 in the book. He makes all 3. Obviously a special kid, and he's very disciplined. The one thing that caught my attention on that last sequence, the deep knee bends with the ball held up high, and he kept the ball held up high. Here's Davis Avery to the hole.
Yeah, he's probably a little tired. I mean, they've been throwing a lot at him. Coach says he's getting recruited. Worcester, Defiance, a couple D3 schools, a lot of D2 interest.
He's going to play somewhere next year.
He'll play college basketball, yes.
Drive by Cavante White, lost the handle. 4:32 and counting, and you and I will have an early dinner tonight.
Yeah, Ray coming back in for the Owls, the big rebounder.
You think we're done seeing Tolentino tonight?
I think so. Yep, I think so.
Also, we see Elijah Givens on the bench, though he's going to wait at the scorer's table. As soon as we mention his name, almost like the movie Beetlejuice, he pops up.
Yeah, he's probably been tapping on Higgins' shoulder like, come on, man, get me in the game. He wants another one of those nice dunks.
Seen a couple good ones tonight. Lanny Ash down low. Moak as they return it back outside. Under 4 to play. Here's the freshman Morris to the rack. He left it short. Chased down by his teammate. Ash recovers.
Yeah, nice rebound by Ash. Run that pinch post.
Avery free throw line. Back outside. Ash for three. Straight on. No good. Ray the rebound.
Yeah, Ash is not known for his three-point shooting.
Three. A little too short for Crittenden.
As soon as Ash shot that three, he went running in for the offensive rebound. That's not very confident.
Meanwhile, on the other side, fouls on Laney. Ash is third, and that's a 6-team foul on the Big Blue tonight here in the second half.
I asked Coach Cass, too, what he thought about the SWAC. You know, it's his first year coaching in it. He said, I'll be honest, Coach, it's a lot different than what I was used to at the CMAC. CMAC, he says, is so much different. He goes, at the SWAC, you better be detail-oriented. You better be prepared because you're going to face a lot of very, very good coaches. So Coach Cass really enjoyed his early tenure in the SWAC conference.
Crittenden makes 69-38. By the way, we see a number 12 in the book for Hamilton. I don't have a 12 officially other than Demetrius Berry, that's who it might be. To the rack is Givens.
It's not Demetrius Berry. I know that.
Okay. Then we are at a loss. Timeout on the floor with 2:22 left to go. 71-38. Partner, as we talk a little bit about.
We got some arguing going down here right now. Sorry to interrupt you there, but Coach Cass is very disappointed that Givens is back in the game.
Oh,
up 40.
Given the big lead.
Yeah, up 40.
You know, so I'm going to agree and disagree at the same time. I'll agree because of the margin, right? And on the other side, if you're Hamilton, if you're Kevin Higgins, maybe you don't want your player to get hurt. On the other side, you've only won one game this year for Hamilton. You need the good vibes.
The Big Blues 1-5 right now.
It's not running up the score if you're trying to develop a winning streak, because they've not done that this year.
No. And again, coach is upset. I see both ways here. Yeah, Big Blue coming in 1-5, trying to get Givens going again. This is a time you could probably get your subs in. I see both ways of looking at it here. Here's the other thing. Coach Higgins might not have even subbed him in. Sometimes your assistant coaches sub your players in. Higgins might not have even subbed him in. It might have been one of the assistant coaches.
Ray low left, lost the handle, but it's saved by Jaden Carroll. 2 minutes to play. He penetrates, low left, back outside to Travis Williams, who's seeing his first action of the year. Out to Thurman. Now we're going to see some new names here. And the shot put up by Cavante White for two. His first field goal of the night, 71-40. It's Jalen Morse. It's Givens. Penetrates, and he is fouled. Just a little reach in by J.J. Etheridge. Or is it? So they're going to call it on White instead. And it's two shots the rest of the way for Hamilton.
As the clock's running down here, this might be it. This minute here.
So I'm kind of curious as Givens misfires on the first one. I'm kind of curious to see how the post-game handshake line will be between the two head coaches.
It's tough. I mean, on one case, you got Coach Cass, who's upset, got beat pretty good tonight, thought it was going to be a better game. On the other hand, you got Coach Higgins just trying to get these guys going again, man. I mean, a brutal schedule.
One of two.
Some games coming up that they definitely can win. I think January is going to be good for the Big Blue, to be honest with you.
22 for Givens as he comes out. And this may be a final possession tonight. 20 seconds to play. Drive, drop out. Ray puts it up for two of his own.
Basket by Sterling Ray.
Brand in the game for the Big Blue, number 23.
7 seconds to go. It's in the hands of Jalen Morse, and we'll run things out here in Hamilton. And that's your final, a blowout tonight here at the Athletic Center, 72-42, a 30-point margin tonight by the Big Blue as they have now officially won 2 in a row.
Absolutely. good game for the Big Blue. Very good game. Their guards are really good in the open court. They were passing. They were advancing the ball well. Sage Tolentino did a great job inside. And, the Big Blue are going to be there. I mean, I know that their record's not good, but I'm telling you, they're going to be okay. January is going to be good for them. And the Owls will battle back. They'll battle back. They'll play well in the SWAT.
Time now for our headline sportswear play of the night. Partner, what's your pick?
It has to be a Givens dunk. I mean, great pass. Givens, a little coming out party with the home crowd. And he's a stud athlete. Like you mentioned, he's really good in football as well. So very, very fun to watch the Big Blue tonight. And that has to be my play of the game.
And that play of the night, powered by Headline Sportswear. I have to say this wasn't a play, but this was more of presence. It was Sage Tolentino guarding the baseline in the first half, and so much of what Mount Healthy wanted to do, driving baseline either from the left side or the right side, they were shut off almost completely by Sage, and that changed the complexion of what they wanted to do the rest of the night.
Absolutely. Altered shots, made it tough. We thought he had more rebounds or blocks than he did, but he made it really hard for anybody to get a basket right around the rim. Sage, he was hurt. He went through a nasty, nasty knee injury, and now he's starting to get his physical ability back and starting to get in shape, and he's going to UC. I mean, the kid can play. He's 7 foot tall. I like him around the basket a heck of a lot more than I like him around the three-point line, but that's just me being picky as a coach. But very big night for the Big Blue.
Game high was Cooper Matthews tonight, unofficially with 23 points. Elijah Givens right behind him with 22. How would you like to have a two-man guard combo that gives you 45 on a given night?
Absolutely, and you and I said that Matthews' 20 was the quietest 20 I've seen in a while, but he did a lot at the rim, high percentage shooter, very athletic. I mean, mid-range jumper, hit a three, so he kind of showed us a lot of everything. He's only a junior, so I'm looking forward to seeing him as we're going to get some stats here on the way up. I'm looking forward to seeing him as the season progresses for the Big Blue because, one of the stats I wanted to look at right away, you and I both looked at it. Coach Higgins says we got to out-rebound him. It's 30-22. The Big Blue out-rebounded the Owls. And they took care of the ball. 16 assists and only 10 turnovers for the Big Blue. Good stats for the Big Blue tonight.
By the way, it's one more thing on Sage. He got a double-double tonight. 14 points, 10 rebounds.
You called that.
He was impressive tonight.
You called that.
Final thoughts on this one.
Good night for the Big Blue. Great way to go into Christmas. They got a real good team from Alabama coming here next week. It's going to be a good test for them. You never know these teams from out of state. I'm sure they got some tape on them. They're scouting. But with that being said, Geoff, I wish you nothing but the absolute best for the holidays here as we got Christmas coming up this weekend and spend some well-deserved time with the fam. Eat a lot. I like to eat, as you know, by looking at me. But I hope you have a great Christmas and really enjoy the time off.
Likewise, best to your family as well.
Thank you so much.
Again, the final tonight, 72-42, a 30-point blowout by the Big Blue, who improved their record to 2-5. Meanwhile, Mount Healthy, the Fighting Owls, fall to a record of 5-3. Thanks go out to our videographer tonight, John Abney. For my partner, the coach, Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Good night and Merry Christmas from Hamilton.